Olha lá quem vem.
Por que não?
Só dá ela. Porque Margot
Por que não?
na passarela. Vai! Oiê!
Gente, esse é o nosso segundo vídeo.
Sim.
E a gente tinha dado uma palhinha no passado que a gente iria estar falando sobre o evento que a gente participou, que foi o Pokémon Go.
GoFest
GoFest.
2023 in New York City.
Oh my God!
Ai, Jesus.
Foi muito bom.
So fun. It was both our first time in an in-person event like this.
O ano passado eu gostaria de ter ido, não deu pra ir, porque... Mas foi bem bacana. Atendeu as minhas expectativas e a sua.
Mine too. So for this video, we want to talk about more like a review of the event and what happened. For both of us, we loved it. We started off very strong in the city, right? I got so many shinies, she got a couple, but we got to the park and I don't know how many of you guys know, but service went down for our provider and they ended up extending the event for 3 extra hours, so instead of going in until 7, it was going up until 10 p.m. But outside of the park, back in the city.
Sim, eu fiquei meio triste no começo do evento, né, na cidade, porque eu não peguei tantos brilhantes quanto eu queria. Eu achei que ia pegar mais, mas foi bacana.
She never catches enough.
Yeah.
She never catches. She catches 20. Oh, that's not enough.
Yeah.
She catches. She did well.
Aham.
Mm-hmm.
Eu sempre quero pegar mais brilhantes, mais brilhantes. Não, pra mim, 5 é pouco, 10 é pouco, eu sempre quero mais, é verdade mesmo. Mas a gente teve um probleminha no primeiro dia, né? Fizemos a cidade de manhã, à tarde nós fomos pro parque, aí a internet não funcionou, a nossa internet, não só, né, a nossa, digo, no geral, de alguns provedores aqui dos Estados Unidos, e aí foi estendido, então ficamos bem felizes.
But very tired.
E muito cansados, porque como deu esse problema por um determinado tempo no parque, aí eles terminaria às 7 horas, mas aí foi estendido até às 10. O que você achou?
I liked it a lot too. So for both of us, the park experience wasn't that great, just because of the internet issues. I don't know what I was expecting from the park. Personally, I didn't love it. I don't know how she felt about it. I liked playing in the city a lot more because New York City is big. You could go anywhere. You could go to Times Square, Central Park. You could walk around, like literally New York. You have so many options of where you can play. Whereas the park, it was really hard because it was an island, Randall's Island Park, and you couldn't be dropped off there. You had to walk a lot. There was a huge bridge, and Uber or the buses, they would drop you off like before you walk onto the bridge. So you would have, like, we walked for what, 30 minutes or more than 30 minutes. Yeah. Again, it was fun. It was just a lot, and like there was really like no Pokemon spawning on the bridge or no service for us.
Olha, o primeiro parque, porque ele fazia um 8 assim. Quando você chegava no parque, ele fazia, como se fosse um infinito assim para você andar lá dentro dele. E a primeira parte foi bem, assim, não foi legal porque deu um problema de conexão, né, da internet. Mas o segundo parque eu já gostei muito. Eu achei que a internet estava bem, funcionando bem. Tinha umas árvores, né, assim,
That's right,
laterais.
because I forgot to mention, the way that the island worked, there were 4 habitats. So because our connection just died in the north entrance, we ended up walking towards the south entrance. That's the second park, which for us was a lot better.
O do segundo parque em diante eu achei legal. A gente tinha umas árvores legais, assim, que fazia uma sombrinha, porque o primeiro não tinha, era sol, tinha algumas árvores, uma meio distante das outras, mas assim, eu parabenizo o pessoal, a equipe que trabalhou lá, porque foi grandioso. Nova Iorque é grandioso.
I
E
have
assim,
never seen so many people playing this game. The merch line, one of our friends, she stayed in line for over 4 hours to just go into the tent to see what they had to sell. We couldn't even go in because the line was just so extensive, and there were so many people playing, people from all over the world, all over the place. It was like, I told my sister, so raiding, usually, for those of you who play, you know, each lobby lasts about, I think, 35 to 40 minutes or 45 minutes, each, like, raid lobby. We play with 3 accounts. So it's my account, mom's account, and we have an alternate account. We would jump into the raid at the same time, and we would be in separate lobbies. Every lobby holds up to 20 people. So if you think about it, in a span of 10-15 seconds, the 3 of us, or the 3 accounts, were in different lobbies. And that was for 20 seconds. So if you imagine the 45 minutes or the 40 minutes that one raid is, like, do the math. It was crazy. Like, raiding never stopped. The game implanted some cool things. When you raid, you have to wait for the timer to count down. But when people were jumping in, you could hit ready on the lobby, and the raid would count down from 10 to 0, and it would start. So you wouldn't have to wait 2 or 5 minutes. You know, it's basically a waste of your time instead of that you could use hunting shinies or catching different Pokemon or completing the challenges.
sim, as raids é fantástico fazer as raids. São tantas pessoas ao mesmo tempo jogando e fazendo, tantas pessoas, é maravilhoso. E aí a gente quer jogar, quer ficar procurando brilhante, ao mesmo tempo a gente quer fazer as raids. Então, assim, foi maravilhoso. Pra mim, assim, a experiência foi muito boa. Eu gostei muito. Se bem que eu não peguei muitos brilhantes, mas ok.
It's not like she caught 5, because we were scared. When we first got to New York, this lady told us that she was playing with her family as well, and she was like, yeah, I caught 5 shinies today, it was great. And then Mom and I were like, 5 shinies? That's nothing. So we were very scared to start off the event. The rating that I said, it wasn't just at the park, it was everywhere in the city. The lobbies were just filling up and filling up. We walked to Rockefeller Center, we walked everywhere, and you could only see people holding the Pokemon Go Plus Plus, or the Pokemon Go Plus.
Sim, eu fiquei impressionada de ver a quantia de amigos, grupo de amigos que tinha jogando, famílias inteiras, pais e filhos e crianças. Eu achei muito, muito legal mesmo. Eu fiquei muito feliz porque eu não esperava tanto, né, nesse evento.
So many people.
Eu não esperava tanto, foi muito legal, mas eu tenho uma reclamação a fazer, eu não sei se tem mais pessoas. A gente não tinha um espaço específico lá para fazer
trading. That was a big issue because I went to GoFest wanting to trade a lot because there's a lot of regionals that are released. Sim. And, you know, shiny regionals that we don't have access to in America. So there were, you know, a few that I was looking for to trade at my first event. But they had like little signs that you flipped, and one side said looking for, the other side said willing to trade. And that was basically all you had to trade with people. What we talked about was that it would be cool for future events if they had a big tent. They had a lot of tents. They had, you know, like meet and greet with influencers. They had like meet the artists, that the people that, you know, design the loading screens and things like that. They had the teams tents, so like Mystic, Valor, and Instinct each had, like, the teams had their tents. For us, we really wanted to see a trading tent where people, because we get people from all over the world, so for us, it would be interesting to see a tent where people could just go and trade and, you know, say what they're looking for. Basically, I had to hunt down people and be like, what do you want? What are you looking for? I was lucky. I got everything I wanted out of the trades because I don't really care. With her, you know, I talked for her as well. She speaks English, but, you know, she doesn't really know the names of the Pokemon.
Ai, gente, eu falo os nomes tudo errado. Vocês
It's
vão perceber
so
no decorrer do tempo.
Uh-huh.
Eu esqueço os nomes. Aí eu coloco o que vem, a imagem que eu vejo do Pokémon na minha cabeça é o que eu falo. Ah, é o ursinho,
A gatinha, but there's like 1,000 cats in the game.
É normal isso aí.
I get so annoyed.
Uh-huh.
You'll see. I get frustrated.
E eu tenho um problema sério, porque eu sou meio assim, eu não gosto de gastar minhas poeiras.
Stardust!
Então, eu quero fazer as trocas, ao mesmo tempo tem que valer muito a pena, assim, porque, ai, as poeiras, ai, eu não gosto de gastar minhas poeiras.
I don't care. I'm not like her. I don't care. I save up my dust for things like this. I don't care. I had like 16 million or almost 17 million dust going into the event, and I power up my Pokemon, and we play, and we were looking for a shiny Relicanth. So she hatched, we're going to talk about this. So she hatched during Home Tour, both Tropius and Torkoal. She hatched the shiny versions. I did not, but she was missing Relicanth. And we came to find that no one really had shiny Relicanth. Or if people had it, it was just one. Like they had one and that was it. Mime Jr., really hard to find. Discord really helped when, you know, it comes to like organizing trades, but oh my god, we have to give a shout out to Kara Levy. If you watch us, if you're out there, this woman was playing with her husband, and we were walking back to the hotel to get our car to drive back home. It was like 5:50 or 5:45 p.m. and the event would end at 7 p.m. and I saw these two people that looked like they could be from New Zealand, which is where Relicanth usually spawns. And I was like, hey, do you have a shiny Relicanth? And the husband goes, no, I don't. And she goes, maybe. She checked, and I think she had like 2 or 3. And she basically gave it to us for free. Like, 2 shiny Relicanth. The hardest like Pokemon to find, to trade, she had a couple of, and because she went to Las Vegas to do Home Tour, and I think she asked, she was like, yeah, give me anything. I was like, I need to give you something. I've been looking for this for ages. Like, it has to be worth it for you as well, because it's 500,000 dust. So I gave her a regular Riolu because that's what she wanted. She was like, yeah, I don't know, give me a Riolu. And for my mom, you know, she's been going to Brazil once or twice a year, and in Brazil, Chatot, I think that's how you pronounce it, spawns. So she was like, yeah, I asked her, do you have a Chatot? And she goes, I don't know. So my mom gave her a Chatot.
Yeah.
Mas
ela não pediu, ela falou que não precisava nada.
I don't need anything. She said that. She was like, I don't care about shinies. And we're like,
nossa, que presente maravilhoso.
I'll post screenshots, yeah.
Não sei se ela vai ver o nosso vídeo, mas eu quero agradecer publicamente, porque assim, foi emocionante para nós, que a gente gosta.
I was asking, when I tell you, I was asking everyone, everyone, no one had it. And
emocionante. Quando perguntou,
and she was like, maybe, and she had it. It was crazy.
Meu Deus do céu, eu acho que as minhas pernas tremeram, não sei, eu fiquei emocionada. E eu dei um que ela não tinha, né? Porque eu estive no Brasil e eu dei um que ela, assim, acho que ela nem se ligou.
Because I was asking her, I was like, what do you not have? Like, let's get you something. And I asked, I was like, do you have a Chatot? And she goes, I don't think so. But
foi muito legal.
So that's Kara Levy. If you're watching, thank you.
Obrigada.
We gave her a hug and everything, and she was so cool. And they're not from New Zealand.
Ela rachou em ovos no evento de fevereiro em Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Obrigada, de coração, assim, inesquecível mesmo para nós.
We'll remember you forever.
Eu gostei, né, de jogar lá no Central Park. Nem esperava que fosse tão legal, porque tem muita gente, né, passeando. É um lugar bem acolhedor, confortável. Tem bancos para você sentar.
It's a shaded
bem
area, a lot of
arborizado,
trees.
muito bacana, muito legal. Eu não esperava que fosse ser tão bom lá no Central Park. Eu acho que eles podem organizar outros eventos, porque Nova Iorque tem muitos grandes e bons parques. Inclusive o Central Park, que é maravilhoso, que é um ponto turístico, vai muita gente. Então eu acho que pode ser feito outros eventos lá. Não participei dos anteriores, nós não participamos, mas eu acredito que esse foi, assim, eu acredito que tenha sido um dos melhores.
Because apart from when connection went down at the park, we had internet all through the event for both days in the city. And as I said before, like, you can go anywhere. You could go to Times Square, Bryant Park, Central Park. Like, there's so much for you to see. And if you don't mind walking, it's maybe like 10 blocks away, if you don't mind walking. Challenges, there were not so many challenges for the city experiences. But for the park, it was a lot. It was a lot of Pokemon to catch, a lot of steps for the, I think it was Mega Diancie.
Ai, que coisa mais linda.
It is very pretty.
Que coisa mais linda.
But the challenges to get it was hard for us to do, because that's when our internet went down, and you had collection challenges, and you had this and this and that, and it was...
Nós entramos em desespero, porque como a nossa internet ficou ruim, não funcionava e tinha muitas missões. Porque na parte da cidade... Ok, a gente fez o que tinha que fazer. Só que quando nós chegamos no parque, então entraram outras missões pra gente, exclusivas lá do parque. Né? Então a gente, assim, queria fazer rápido, completar rápido para ficar focado nos brilhantes e tal, e a internet...
Very disencouraging.
Sim.
But we did it.
Ficou muitos lugares assim que a gente não parou e não entrou. Por esse motivo que a gente queria ter visto.
Yeah, right. And there were a lot of cool things at the park too. There were a bunch of food trucks, charging stations. You could charge your phone for free.
Banheiro.
A lot of bathrooms, because for people to use, and there was a lot to do at the park. But when you're there, it's so frantic. Like, you're running around completing your challenges, and
Foi muito legal. Eu acho que a única reclamação mesmo é da internet.
That's our Karen moment. We have to complain a little bit.
E das trocas, que eu acho que foram essas falhas que aconteceram no evento, mas foi um evento grandioso e a gente tem muito assunto pela frente aí, inclusive tá começando um evento agora que a gente vai fazer agora.
I think,
E
é isso aí. Então, de novo, se vocês tiverem uma pergunta, manda aí pra gente.
Manda perguntas, curte a gente, acompanha a gente. Nós estamos iniciando também as nossas
outras
plataformas, né? E a gente gostaria muito que vocês seguissem a gente.
Se inscreve no canal, deixa um like.
Sim.
Quem diria que a gente já tá falando isso, né?
Sim. Mas desde já, muito obrigada. Eu sei que o começo é meio
assustador
pra gente também, tá? Mas espero vê-los em breve, tá? Muito obrigada.
Thank you.
See you, te vejo, tchau. Pokémon.
Olha lá quem vem. Só dá ela. Porque marcou na passarela.